As promised, we got John and Danny here from Tech to You. I don't know if it matters who's who, but John, what are you? Are you the owner, the creator, the CEO?
Yeah. Well, I'm one of the co-founders.
Okay.
My partner, Todd.
And Danny?
I wear a lot of different hats at Tech to You, but I'm COO with Sircles, and will call me Vice President of Marketing at Tech to You.
So obviously, we do a lot of work with you guys, and everybody knows about Tech to You and the rebuild of RAD Radio, and they get tired of me talking about everything you guys do. But we're basically in bed with each other business-wise, and then another thing happened many months ago. We had a conversation on the show about Yelp. And all of the negativity about Yelp, and also how angry business owners were with Yelp because, in their opinion, and in these stories, it's basically like an extortion thing. And we got tons of calls, including, was it Ian? Or I forget with you guys, Ian or Todd? Or who called it?
That's right.
So Ian was listening, and he called in. He said, yeah, we've had this experience. And after that, we wound up in one of our meetings with you guys, and we're sort of like, why? Why does it have to be like this? And you guys revealed it doesn't. And we have been hyping this and pimping this for days, and people are like, there's no way this is literally a life-changing thing. But if it goes the way we expect it to, it could be. So,
oh my Lord.
Tell us about Sircles.
Right. Well, so, yeah, this started out as a great idea. It was actually my partner's idea, Todd, one of the co-founders of Tech to You. He came to me with this idea a couple years ago, and he's saying, I just don't really trust online reviews. I really prefer, recommendations.
Same.
Go get my hair cut at a hair salon, the friend of mine that owns it. She's saying her customers that come in from Yelp, they're just super fussy. They're difficult. It kind of feels like they're holding that thread of a 1-star review over her head. It's just like, it's not the right kind of customer. She's telling him how much she prefers referrals. So as he's telling me this, I'm like, man, that's a good idea. Like, why is there nothing out there where I could just see what my friends are recommending versus, going online? I don't know those people, right? What's their agenda? Why are they writing these reviews? I got to sort through good ones and bad ones. I might be reading 3 great ones and then get down to this bad one, and I'm like, well, now what do I do?
And I told the story we were talking about Yelp of getting of going to the Yelp page for some new restaurant in Sacramento. It's just rave reviews. The place wound up being horrible. Went out of business in 3 months. Once I was there, all of the people, the 9 reviews that they had, they all worked there. And I didn't know that until I got there. We were like, wow, look, it's got 5 stars.
See, that's what starts messing with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You were just saying where you're reading all these good ones, and then you see a bad one, and you start thinking, wait, were those good ones employees?
Right.
Do they know the people that own it? You start questioning the good ones because of one bad one.
And then you can go the other
ridiculous.
way. Is this just one disgruntled jerk?
Yes.
Who's
right.
Yes,
well, and in our
exactly.
case, our Tech to You, our flagship shop over on Howe Avenue, we've been there for 15 years. Great reputation. We've got over 200 5-star reviews that Yelp has filtered, totally misrepresenting us online. There's nothing we can do about it. We call them and they're like, oh, it's our algorithm, right? So we're just kind of stuck with it. It looks like we have 3.5 or 4 stars because of a few people that, we're going to have problems with computers. It's a difficult piece of machinery, and someone comes back in with an issue. 9 times out of 10 it has nothing to do with something we did. It's, computers have multiple issues, but they write the 1-star review. Even if we try and reach out to them, if they're anonymous, Yelp's no help. They don't, they're not going to say, oh, let's take care of it for you. Let's work this out together. No, there's nothing.
We know from working with you, we rarely get any complaints about Tech to You. And if we do, I just send them over to Ari and he's on it. And you guys are reaching out and helping. So how Sircles with an S, by the way, how does it get over that hump? You're talking about getting recommendations from people you know or trust as opposed to guessing. So how does this work?
Right. So the beauty of Sircles is it's nothing negative in the app, right? Because there's no reviews. You can't leave a negative review. It's only recommendations. You're kind of in or you're out, right? So, for instance, if Todd told me, hey, you got a car problem? I got a guy. I'm like, great. I don't have to ask him, well, wait a minute. Is that like 4 stars? Is it 4.5 stars? So I trust my friends. So just by joining Sircles, you add your favorite places. I've got my favorite restaurants. I get my haircut with a friend of mine. Even movies and all kinds of recommendations that I would make. Once I make my favorites, all of my friends, all my followers, they can see them instantly. They're just there permanently. I don't even have to go actively share.
I love this.
So let's imagine you had it on your phone today, Rob. You could go add Tech to You for computer repair, Hanford for concrete delivery, and then by simply favoriting those businesses, you're recommending them to anybody who follows you in the app. So they would be able to jump in and see all of your recommendations in one spot.
And can anybody follow me?
Great.
How does that work?
Yep.
Do I accept them or anyone can follow me?
Anyone can follow. It's kind of like an Instagram or a Facebook. And then, but in our app, we brought something back kind of cool from the 90s. If everyone remembers MySpace, we got your top friends, but we call it your circle of trust, right? So you can
Circle.
Nice.
So yeah, you can build your circle of trust, and you kind of have like a little bit more privacy with them. You know, you might not want your babysitter seen by 1 million followers, right? But you wouldn't mind maybe your circle of trust to see, like, you know, your housekeeper and your babysitter, some of those little more personal things. But then if it's like restaurants or things that are, you know, you want to promote and say like, hey, I love this place, you got to check it out. You know, your millions of followers can follow you and see all those recommendations, just that easy.
And so conversely, if we just met for the first time, and let's say I had hair, and I said, you know, that John guy, I really like his hairstyle. I can just follow you on Circles, and I'm going to see where you get your hair cut.
Yeah,
I don't even have to ask. I don't have to be all awkward, like, hey man, you know, we like your hair.
Yeah, you don't always want to know exactly, you know, that person. You're admiring them from a distance. Of
and
course.
is it anything? Anything can be recommended?
Pretty much, yeah. We don't have every possible category in there in the first version. We're going to launch it this summer, by the way. So yeah, we're putting in all the main things that people want to recommend to each other. But down the road, yeah, we're going to be recommending recipes and like unique things, like even jobs and stuff like that. But for now, it's like businesses, entertainment categories like movies, games, Netflix TV shows, stuff that people, you know, they're always asking, like, hey,
like what this show does every day.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I love this. This is fantastic because I'm also thinking about even my own personal friends. You know, sometimes I'm out to lunch with my girlfriends and we're just talking about whatever. And then we go about our way, and then maybe a couple days later, I'm thinking of something where I'm like, oh, I bet Lisa would know, but I can't get a hold of Lisa, or I know Lisa's doing something else. But if I have this thing, I can just look and go, oh, I wonder if she's put that recommendation on there.
Exactly.
Maybe I can find out from there.
People are always calling or writing us, and they're saying, come on, there's got to be a good place in Sacramento to eat. Right. And now they don't even have to do that. They can just follow us, any one of us, and see where we're eating.
Exactly.
So, okay, but it's not just an anti-Yelp thing, right? There is a social media aspect to this, and that takes us right down the bugaboo that we talk about all the time. It's nothing but negative.
Yeah.
And social media is the soul killer of America. How are we going to stop that from just devolving into Circles?
Of course, and you hear a lot that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around, and people don't realize that they spend hours and hours a day on these social media platforms that thrive on negative interaction. There's so much bullying and politics and drama every time you open up, you know, Facebook or Yelp, and Circles combats that. We've actually built in protections against negativity. You can only be positive in the app.
Oh my God!
There's no way for me to bash a company. I can't. If you're following me, I can't say, "Don't ever go to Tech2U." I can't do that.
Beautiful.
Exactly. You wouldn't recommend a business unless you liked it. So to recommend something and then say something negative would be counterintuitive.
Right. So and there's no like commentary allowed.
No. We have an area where we call it a trust tip. Like once you favorite something, you've now favorited it. So you're now recommending it to everybody you know. So once you favorite it, you can leave a trust tip. So it would be a little counterintuitive to say something negative for something you're recommending. But of course, you know, I'm sure somebody's out there is going to do that. But the business itself, they have control. They can go in, they can delete stuff like that if they don't like it. So
perfect.
It's basically impossible to really make it a negative platform the way some of these other ones are.
Okay, so let me see if I got this right. So if I favorited Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, but then I left a trust tip that said, "Just kidding, this place is terrible."
Yeah.
Ruth's Chris can go in and get that out.
Yeah, they can.
That's our safety.
Yeah. The opposite of Yelp.
Businesses are gonna love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, one of my girlfriends, because they have their own business too, and they're in Reno, and they overwhelmingly have great reviews, but there's one person they just cannot please. You know, there's always that person, and this person has left them a bad Yelp. So it's that whole frustration thing. So this is kind of cool if somebody tried to, the business, because they wish they could just go in and delete stuff, right, of what people say.
And I know this is 3 years in the making. How long?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
And so as you've been going out and getting the feelers, I know you told the businesses. Have you had a negative reaction yet?
Yeah,
from
no. It's almost like this warm embrace. Like, oh wait, you have something competing with Yelp? Okay, please take down our sticker. Do you have stickers? So we printed up a bunch of stickers. They're not out yet because we're going to launch this summer. But we've got thousands of stickers, and literally every small business we've talked to has said, "Yeah, please put your People Love Us on Circle sticker on our window." We're getting such a good response. It's been great.
Well, we're already getting a response here. You can call if you want, 888-989-9811. Got this email, rad@radradio.com, from Carlina.
Hey, Carlina.
She says, this is literally the best idea ever. I'm going to tell everyone I know about this app coming out. I'm so proud of you guys and tech to you. Although
I love this.
she spelled it wrong. It's Sircles with an S.
Right. SIRCLES.
We've already got the logo up at radradio.com, which we're going to get into that.
That's cool, though. I like that.
As well. So you kind of nonchalantly, John, you said, oh, yeah, we're going to launch this summer. So now we've got everybody all hyped up about something that doesn't actually exist yet.
Right. Well, we are here today because we are launching today the Kickstarter campaign that we've been putting together over the last few months. Got a nice professional video that kind of explains how the app works and the usefulness and what we plan to do. We've been planning for this moment for a couple months because it is very hard and very expensive to build an app, right? Tech2U has been a great company for my partner Todd and I, and we enjoy every day of it. But it's a tough business, right? And so we don't have unlimited funds, and so that's where the Kickstarter campaign comes in. Just getting a little bit extra help to help get us over the finish line for our launch. Kickstarter is launching today, actually. We just dropped it this morning, right? And so then the plan is we finish our development through. By the way, we have a huge team working on this. We've got like 10 people, great staff. Our CTO is incredible.
What the hell's a CTO?
It's a chief technical officer.
See, we don't know these things.
Right. Yeah, he is a gift. Like he is, he really gets it. He's part of the Sircles project as well, right? He's got some ownership and he's got some shares.
Nice.
So he treats it like an owner.
Does that offset his expensive costs?
It sure does. Thank goodness, right?
So, because that's one of the questions. I mean, as an investor, because I am invested, because you gave me an opportunity to do so, which I greatly appreciate. One of the first things you say, why do we need Kickstarter if you're getting money from me and other people? And this is it. It's because we don't know. Most people, I don't know how much it costs to make an app.
Yeah, it's well, and especially the economy's booming and everyone's building an app or a software program of some kind. So developers are in high demand. It's a great career, by the way, kids out there. Anybody that's thinking about getting a college degree and going into a career, computer sciences is a great place to go. But yeah, no, it's expensive, and so you want quality, right? You can go on the cheap, but you get what you pay for, right? So yeah, no.
Then you get the bad reviews on your app.
Yeah, exactly.
When you go in the app store.
Right. Yep. We're not going down that road. So.
And you guys you've had a version that's been out there, and we've gotten feedback, which is not available now. But that's been part of what's been taken.
Yeah. That's we started out with like a kind of version 1.0, beta tested it. Got a few thousand downloads without any marketing. Just put it out there to get feedback and make sure we're on the right track. Like this is a concept that works. Because like the whole thing is, when Todd, my business partner, co-founder of Tech2U, when he said, hey, I got this idea, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like our circle of friends, right? Like, because we have a really tight circle and we all trust each other. And I'm like, hey man, we should call it Sircles, right? Why don't we
I love that.
Make it like a Sircles theme, right? So he's like, yeah, great idea. And we're like, well, what does it look like? I don't know. It's gonna be some circles. Let's figure it out. So,
are you? I'm obviously not the only investor. Are you at liberty? I mean, how are you doing with like investors? Are people having the same response that our audience is that I did, and people are going, yeah, I want to be part of this?
Oh yeah, it's been incredible. I mean, we really just started reaching out to people as investors just in the last couple months, and working on our pitch and everything. It's kind of new to us because we built Tech2U from the ground up, and started just the two of us, but now it's like, oh, this is going to be big. This is going to be bigger than us. And so, yeah, the few people we've talked to, which given us incredible feedback. We've got a lot of great people involved already. In fact, we've got a couple celebrities already involved.
Holy cow!
Yeah. So there'll be some announcements.
Can we name drop? We can't do it yet.
I'm gonna wait a minute until we have everything official. But yeah, we're in those final stage talks, and
we have 2.5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm the half. I'm a half celebrity. By the way, on that note, we got this email from Lisa. She says, I live in Houston and would love to be involved. It sounds really awesome. Now, we've been promoting this as a potentially societally changing idea. Can somebody in Houston do this?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great. Oh, my God.
This will be worldwide, right? When we really kick this off, it's gonna go bigger than us. This is gonna get way out of our hands, and it doesn't matter where you are because everybody wants a recommendation for someone they trust. If you're on a local level, of course, those local businesses can be supported, but there's more to it. It's the entertainment categories, the games, the podcasts, the Netflix TV shows, all those things that people are always asking, like, hey, you seen a good movie lately? Or what are you watching on Netflix these days? Like, it's always nice to jump in with your friend, watch the same show they're watching. That way you can comment back and forth to each other like, holy crap, did you see last week's episode? and it's
the same thing if somebody knows that I travel to New York on a regular basis and they go to New York for the first time, they just follow me and they see all my recommendations there.
Yeah, exactly.
Where did you stay?
Okay, exactly. Okay.
Yeah. We get that a lot because, when you travel, it's like, well, where do I go? And what are you going to do? Go look at Yelp and then who are these people?
Well, I want this now. During a commercial break, I was boring Rob to tears.
Oh, God, also.
Because I'm trying to see where I want to go for my 50th. And so, do I want to be by the ocean or do I want to be on a ranch in Texas? And I'm like, I know they're polar opposites. Okay, they're by the thousands, obviously, places you can stay in Texas on these beautiful ranches. Right. And so this would be perfect. Let's get this going and have people put those recommendations on there just for me. Yeah.
And if you know somebody lived somewhere and maybe you don't have time to talk to them, or again, you're embarrassed, you just follow them. And then, oh, yeah, this guy used to live in San Diego, so I love all this stuff.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Kickstarter. Now, first of all, before we get over everybody's head, not everybody knows what that is. What is Kickstarter?
So Kickstarter is a fundraising platform designed to help creators bring projects to life. So think GoFundMe, except for you actually receive a reward whenever you make a pledge to a campaign. So we've got a ton of different rewards built into this campaign. I think anything above $12 and you actually get early access to the app. We're going to release a beta here in a couple months to get some feedback and have...
Is that like another test version of it?
It's another test version of version 2.0. And we've actually built in a really special reward at the $200 pledge mark, which will be 2 tickets to our live launch party. All the founders will be there, and you will be there.
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
First time you're hearing about it. But yeah, so and this is kind of like the RAD specific. If you can get to the $200 mark, you're going to be at the launch party, and we're going to be there. It's going to be just a big party with everybody there, and we'll be part of the whole event as well.
What does someone need to give to get money? There might be people thinking that.
We are getting emails.
Our minimum pledge is $7, and then it goes up from there, of course.
Okay.
But, anything is welcomed. It's we're up against Yelp, we're up against Facebook, and the big social media platforms in the long run. We expect this to be a social media / recommendations platform that's competing with all the social media that's out there, but we're doing it in a way that's only positive. We're stripping out the negativity, the bullying, and all that stuff. There's none of that in there.
Love it.
Right? It really sets us apart because if Facebook tried to copy us or Twitter or anybody else, they'd have a hard time because they kind of have to burn theirs to the ground just to get back to where everything's all positive. The way they promised, by the way, that was what they promised us.
Right.
We're going to change the world. We're going to connect everybody.
They changed the world, all right.
Yeah.
Turned it into a toxic place. So with Kickstarter, there's all these incentives, and there's rewards that are built into the app, or you get to party with the RAD show and all these other things. We are getting a lot of emails, though, from people like Bob and others who are saying, so investment opportunities?
Right, yeah.
So that's the other version. Right?
Sure, yeah. We're definitely open to options right now, and as this grows, it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be bigger than me and Danny and even you, Rob. It's gonna be
what?
It's gonna be
bigger than me.
It's gonna be something that really takes the world by storm.
Hello there, Doc. Good morning.
Good morning, Rad Radio. Good morning, Tech to you guys.
Hey, go ahead.
Quick question for you. As somebody who lives on technology and stuff, kind of like you guys do, you said you, as a business owner, you can remove all negative feedback. What's to stop the business owner from who gets 5 great reviews and 100 bad reviews, removing those 100 bad reviews so that somebody comes in and says, oh, you got 5 great reviews. Let's go see this guy.
Yeah, I can take that one. So there's no reviews at all. That's what makes us totally different than a Yelp or any review sites out there like an Angie's List or anything else. It's just recommendations, right? Because I trust my friends. I trust Todd. I trust Danny. I trust Rob. If Rob tells me, hey, you got to try this sushi restaurant, I don't ask him how many stars it is. I don't need to know 5 places that Rob doesn't like. I just want to know Rob's favorite place. When Rob tells me his favorite place, I'm like, oh, great. I'm going to be downtown next week. I want to check it out. So no reviews at all means there's no way to be negative. So there's no component to it in that way.
Here's some emails. First one's from Martin.
Hey, Martin.
Says, super stoked for this. I just pledged $50 on Kickstarter.
Yay! Oh
Sweet.
My God,
you at least got $50 out of getting up early, John.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Bye.
This is from Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
Says, the best thing about the Kickstarter has got to be the 3 hot women in the video clip. In all seriousness, this is a great idea. I'm adding to the Kickstarter right now.
Oh, my God, I love this.
Rodney says, what an awesome idea.
Awesome.
I follow a lot of recommendations from the show and haven't been steered wrong yet. Silly question, will this work for your maggots in Milwaukee? In other words, nationwide. We already covered that, and yes, right? From Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Oh, yeah, okay. She says, oh, my God, I just had this idea a few weeks ago.
Right.
But, you know, and actually, this is the thing, is I think a lot of people have had the idea. Why does social media have to be so negative? Why does Yelp have to suck? Finally, you guys, we got the right tech guys who figured out how to make it. Because a lot of us have this idea, we don't know how to make it.
Yeah. Well, and the idea is a great idea. And it, to be honest, it sat on our shelf for about a year. When we're like, well, what the heck does it look like? It's circles, but what do the circles do, right? So for a year, we're kind of sketching things out, and then it eventually just kind of finally came together. And hopefully, when you see it, you're like, oh wow, I should have thought of that. It looks easy, but I'll tell you what. It's not easy. Not easy.
Can you like when I download it can I get friends? Can I tag them to download it?
Yep.
Invite them.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely. Yeah. Make that real easy. And you get rewarded too. That's another cool part of the app is you get rewarded for sharing and inviting friends and engaging in the app. So,
like, how do I get rewarded?
So there's two kinds of ways. You get your own little personal self-satisfaction of, hey, I favorited this place and my friends and my followers like it and favorited it as well. So you get notifications, but you also get points in the app, and you can use those points and redeem them for cool stuff around town and even nationwide.
So we have our own little version of likes, right? Like, people are addicted to likes, and so that's the first part. Is like, oh, good, look at all my friends that are also enjoying this place. But then also we partner with the businesses, and we can actually use the fact that we're recommending a good business to get deals in a variety of businesses.
Exactly. Yep.
Hello there, Shamila. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Just wanted to say congratulations to the Tech PU team for this whole development process. 3 years in the making. It's a long investment.
Aww.
Congratulations to you guys on that one. I had a question as to the social media aspect of it. Some of us, we try to stay away from social media. Again, Rob here doesn't have any social media accounts. Some of us are also trying to slowly back away. One of the features of Yelp is you can go in without an account, and if you search a business, you can see the recommendations. Is there something on your guys' platform that also can do that, where I don't have to make an account or be a public profile?
So a way to see what I'm doing without having an actual account on Sircles, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
We haven't gone that far yet, but we do plan to have kind of like a website, basically. Just like Yelp, they have an app, but you can also go on like Yelp.com and still use it just like you would any website. That's definitely in the works. I don't think that'll be ready with version 2.0 because that's a whole nother set of development.
And again, that's this summer for everybody that's trying to find this right now. It's this summer.
Right. But we definitely want to do that and have it open for everybody.
I don't look at it though. Like, when I'm hearing it, I don't hear Instagram, and I have an Instagram. I don't hear Facebook. I don't hear Twitter. I hear you're just going to the source to see places your friends have liked and maybe you want to try them. Like, that's it. Like, when she says profile and all of that, like, I don't even, it just doesn't sound like this interactive thing like social media is, where it doesn't sound like that. Right. So when she says she doesn't want to.
But actually,
it's interactive.
But it's interactive, but it doesn't, like,
but you create a profile for yourself, and you can pick your circle of trust, we mentioned before, kind of like your top friends on MySpace. And from there, your other friends and followers, they can see what you've been doing recently. Let's say you favorited this great restaurant just the other day. Anybody who's following you, they'll see in your kind of like your profile / it would be like a news feed in typical social media. But on your profile, there's a little scroll action. You can scroll down. You can see like, oh, she added a favorite, checked in at this business, took a picture of it. Great picture. Oh, let me share that with my friend. Oh, I love that restaurant. And so there's definitely that social sharing component built in.
But the positive, like, that's what I mean. It's a compliment.
But
to
only
you guys.
Positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like when she says, I think our typical social media and the reason we want to step back is because of the negative.
Right.
So when she says she doesn't want that, it doesn't sound like you're going to get that here.
Someone can't make it negative, right? If I go to Chicago and I recommend the Trump Hotel there because it's a fantastic hotel, anybody who's following me can't then turn this into a Trump bashing Hillary,
because they can't. There's no way to just freely comment like that. However, we're coming up with a creative idea. Now I'm giving you guys a little bit of a sneak peek, but we have a creative way to comment, but keep it positive. For example, have you ever been to somebody's house and they've got a fridge with those magnets with the different words on them,
like all over them around into any sentence?
Yeah, you move them around, you create funny sentences, right? So we're gonna let people comment, but we're gonna have a whole bunch of comments to choose from. They're all positive, like great or like, good job or fantastic.
See,
You have to pick, though, from the words on the refrigerator.
Exactly.
You can't create your own negative
God,
words.
that's cool. I love it.
A friend of mine just sent me a message. They're a local business owner, and they wanted to know if you have to pay to be a listed business.
No, to be a business, there is a very small fee to be able to have full control of photos, and you can add coupons, which is really cool. So the business, it's only $20 a month. So the businesses themselves, for $20, they can go on, get their profile, edit pictures. If they see a trust tip, they're like, hey, this doesn't really represent us. It's up to them. That's their call. It's their business. They can get rid of that trust tip. But most importantly, they can create coupons on the fly whenever they want. Super easy. Drop down menus, just like, hey, $20 off, this appetizer, this free dinner, whatever it is. And then that shows up right away on the Daily Deals map. It's the same map that you would see like your friends' favorites on. Well, there's also a map where you see daily deals. So for almost nothing, businesses now are instantly advertising to their entire fan base and all the new people that come in Sircles. So yeah, it's a really great value compared to like where Yelp is charging us, $800.
And so, but we're not going to then go back and extort the businesses by saying, okay, if you like, for example, if they don't pay the $20, I can still recommend them.
Absolutely.
I can recommend any business I want.
There's already tens of thousands that got recommended during that small little trial run we did. So it's all user generated, and we literally had tens of thousands of businesses. I was in LA a couple months ago, and I was checking it out, just curious. I was like, I wonder how many hookah bars have been entered. I figured
why would you think of that, John?
Well, and I thought maybe there's 2, maybe 3. There were 19 separate, unique hookah bars entered by different people. Not one person entered 19 of them, right? And so I was like, whoa, this is crazy. We didn't do any advertising in LA. This was just like through the word of mouth. So we're like, wow, we have something here. That's when we're like, okay, we'll go back, we'll retool, get ready for version 2.0 where we're professional designs, all the stuff that the feedback we got, like we're going to make this so much better than the first one. It's going to just blow people away.
We got this email from Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
Says, literally watching your Kickstarter money grow, the RAD influence is crazy.
Well, that is fun to watch.
I love that.
Hello, is it impressive?
Oh yeah, it's over 3,000 now.
Oh my God, yay!
Wow, that is incredible.
Damn.
Hello,
I
Julia.
love that.
Good morning, Julia. Hello?
Julia.
Hello, Julia.
All right, bye-bye. Hello, Steve. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Hey, my company's currently working with Danny. Danny, this is Steve with Ultimate Fitness Food. We're working with you guys right now, redoing our website on Rob's advice, of course. Hey, I am all over this Kickstarter thing. We want to be a part of it, and the investment part of this thing, we're definitely interested in. So if Danny can email me later about that, we'll talk about it.
Oh my God, I
Absolutely,
love
Steve.
this.
We'll chat offline, but I'd love to talk to you about it.
And is that it?
That's
If they contact you, if the people that are asking that question just contact you guys directly?
Correct.
And that's the easiest way to go. Cool.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Hello there, Darren. Good morning.
Good morning, Rad.
Hey, good morning.
Danny. It's Darren.
Oh, from Elite Pools.
Oh, hey, Darren.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Darren.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Cool.
So there's 2 things here. I want to be kind of devil's advocate for Rob since he's invested in this. I want to bring 2 other perspectives to this. How does it allow a circle of friends to, say, travel outside of the area, and I don't have any friends that go to those areas? How can I see recommendations that are outside of the normal area when there's no recommendations from my group of friends to that area? Because oftentimes I Yelp something, say I go to Monterey for the weekend, I Yelp something in the area, and I go from there. How does it allow your users to see those recommendations in other areas?
Okay, so if you're not following somebody that has been to the place you're going, can you do it by place?
Yeah, that's a great question. We actually have a Sircles buddy that is your first friend in the app. And we are going to stage the app a little bit, just like you would stage a home. We're going to make sure there are really good recommendations in every new city before we launch the app. So
That's awesome.
if you travel there for the first time, you're going to see community recommendations too. So if anybody downloads the app and starts favoriting things, you'll see what the Sircles community is recommending.
All right, we got Julia back. Go ahead, Julia.
Great.
Hi, I'm so sorry. My phone cut out. I just have a question. So my husband has a company, about 200 employees, and we just want to know how we can invest.
People want to invest.
Contact Tech to you directly. Is it?
They're like, forget this online thing that's happening. We want to get it on the big side.
Is there a specific email you want to give out or something for people that want to ask these questions?
If they donate, if you want to just pledge, I think our minimum is like $7. If you just want to make a pledge, we'll have your contact info, and I think you can drop a note in there too as well.
Perfect. So go to Kickstarter and make whatever pledge you can or want to, and then put a note. Also, I'd like more information on investing. Yeah. That'd be good. Okay. Let's see. Oh, by the way, Dan, this is awesome. A personal message for you. Not really personal. One of our Heidis wrote in and said, oh my God, I love that Danny is there. I reached out to Tech to You a few weeks ago to talk about a website redo. However, I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to call him back. I was going to this morning, but now he's there. So, Heidi, we'll get back to you, Danny.
Can't wait to talk to you.
As soon as she can. Let's see. Phone number is 888-989-9811. Hi, Casey. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rad.
Hey, go ahead.
Hey, I'm wondering, I'm not sure how much detail you want to give over the radio this morning. I'm wondering how much thought you've given into, on the opposite end, you're focusing on the user base, putting in info for the businesses. I'm wondering, let's give an example of Netflix, approaching them and saying, through the Netflix app, would you like to recommend this on Sircles? Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. No, we're definitely going to reach out for partnerships with Netflix and some of the movie APIs out there. So we'll have access to, and there's free ones too, like for movies, for instance. There's APIs we can put in the app, which we're working on right now, as a matter of fact, where it'll list all the movies that have ever been made, right? All the ratings and comments about, not the comments, but like the description about the movie, what it is. And then anybody from our app can just go ahead and favorite it, have it in their circle, and then that's when it starts getting shared. And so, yeah, with Netflix, we definitely want to work on a partnership with them, and even like Uber Eats. And down the road, we're gonna want to reach out to some of the bigger companies and integrate a lot of these other fantastic apps out there.
Hello, Dave. Go ahead.
Hey, I got a question. Suppose you go to a restaurant, you like it, and then 6 months later, new owner, they change, they go to crap. Are they still recommended? How do you remove it?
Great question.
Yeah.
That
No,
is
it's
a good question.
super easy. Just like in real life. If you like a place, you're recommending. If you don't, you're not. And the way in the app, you just take it out. You just unfavorite it.
So back to my example. We'll just use the same example. I recommend Roos Chris, and people that follow me go to Roos Chris, and then they remember that, and then 6 months later they go to Roos Chris, and they go, what happened to this place? This place sucks. And then they check in with me. They go, oh, I see Rob's not recommending it anymore.
Yep, exactly.
And new people wouldn't find out about it anyway. This email just says, I think this idea is legendary.
Yeah, it is.
Here's a question from Steve. He says, if I am looking at my circle to see if something is good, but it is really bad, I won't see that anyone recommended it. So how do I know if it is bad? Or just none of my circle has been there? You get the question so far? I may think no one I know went there before, but instead lots have, and they all do not recommend it. I may end up trying it, thinking no one's been there. You see where he's going with this. The lack of presence doesn't mean somebody doesn't like it. Maybe they haven't tried it or vice versa.
Right. And it's really quick that we've pretty much got not all, but a big number of the small businesses and big businesses all around Sacramento, just when we did our beta test. So there's going to be a presence of some kind, and you will be able to see who's recommended. If they're people you know and you trust and you feel good about it, like, okay, I trust Danny. And so if he's going there, and if not, there is always going to be a place for something like Yelp too. Like, people are going to want to say something negative, and if you felt like, hey, I don't like this place, you want to go online, you want to say something about it. We're not saying we're going to put Yelp out of business, right? And so there's always going to be a place, but if you looking for a recommendation, and obviously we trust our friends, that's where they are.
Forgive me if you already went over this. If I'm looking at something and it doesn't say, I'm looking at a restaurant, and it doesn't say that Rob has recommended it, but will it show, it has other people and I don't know them, but will it say something like mutual, not friend, but mutual person of Rob's?
Exactly. Yeah,
so I'm sitting there going, oh, well, they know Rob,
exactly,
so I might be more apt to trust them because they're kind of connected to Rob. So okay.
Yep. Yeah. We show the ones close to you. Yeah, kind of like in your circle and in Rob's circle. So yeah,
nice. Okay,
yeah, we got an algorithm that's it's smart. It's gonna show you the people that you recognize and you trust.
And this is part of what's taking it so long, because we've got to get it right.
Exactly.
All right, so we got some emails here. Aaron says, I hope you get a patent on this. This would be a great pitch for Shark Tank. Congratulations for a great idea.
Working on it.
Have we...
Did you think about that?
Yeah. Did that occur to you guys?
Yep. Patent pending.
You got those 3 hot girls. You can send them with you.
This is from Cheryl. Says, my husband is currently on the Kickstarter Sircles page checking it out. He said it went from $1,900 to $3,400 within a few minutes.
Whoa.
I will be telling my dad all about this as well. He loves a good opportunity.
It's at 4,300 now. Oh, 4,700.
Helped out by Lori from Wall Beds and More, who said, so excited, I just backed Sircles for $1,000 from my business.
Wow.
Nice.
That is
Wow, that
incredible.
is so
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
Here's a question. Will you extend the Kickstarter if the Rad Army kills it today like they normally do? I want to help, but I won't be able to till tomorrow. This isn't a one-time opportunity, is it?
No,
Like,
it's
do
going
it now in the next hour?
No, we ran it 30-something days.
Oh
yeah,
my
so
gosh.
you can go up to 60, but we're going a little shorter.
This is from Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Says, I stopped going on social media and stopped being up to date with news because of all the toxicity, and I have been loving my life without it. My wife, Dean, and I love this idea. No more do you have to contact friends and hope they get back to you. Just log in and see what they recommend.
Yes.
Amazing idea. And as much as I hate anything social media, I can't help but love this idea and think this is going to just explode.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So
This is a different kind of social media.
And,
It really
and
is.
we
Yeah.
intentionally, Dawn was intentionally in the dark because one of the things that we like to do with the show is somebody has to not know, so they ask the questions, right? And so my question to Dawn is, did I oversell it?
No,
Now that
and-
you've heard it, right?
No, my mind is going a million miles a minute. Like, I want this right now. I want to download this. I want to tell my friends. And I'm just thinking of all the times that, even as social as I am with my friends, just all the times I'm out doing stuff. And I know they're busy, like I already said, and I can just go to this thing and look. It's, I love it.
It's going to be user-friendly for us old people.
Oh, yeah.
It's not over our heads, technically.
Super easy.
We'll be able to do it
Super
and
easy.
figure it all out.
The other thing I like about it, too, is that I know I'll look at it every day and I'll see things that I didn't even think about wanting to go to or do, and someone's recommended.
Well, and
so just I love that.
You
too.
don't have time, right? I mean, we work together, and how often
Yeah.
do we have time to say, I went to this great restaurant yesterday?
Yeah.
I overheard you a couple weeks ago talking about a place, and I never remembered, and so now I'll just go to your
Well,
circle.
for some reason it won't come up, and then later in the day I'll be at home and be like, oh, I forgot to tell Rob that.
Oh, yeah.
That'll just go on for days.
Yeah, and I forget
right?
places
So
I've been
it's
all the time. Like, where was
yeah.
that place? I had such a good salad there. And
That's
right, this works for us.
Oh, yeah.
For ourselves.
Yeah, no, that's one of
Yeah.
the huge benefits.
That's what I'm happy about
You
looking
store
at.
your own favorites for yourself, for forever, for your future self.
Then that is especially helpful for traveling. You're right, because there's like, God, I haven't been to New York in 2 years. What was that great pizza place? I just look, and it's there forever.
Do you know, and for girls, I mean, honestly, like with makeup stuff, hair stuff, just so many things that we're always wondering, what are my friends doing, or even other women that you see might be in that circle of the circle.
Oh, yeah.
So, oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about this. My wife will be part of this, of course, as well. And there's going to be people like, I got to know where she gets her makeup.
Oh, absolutely.
And you don't even have to know somebody.
Yeah.
Just know of them in that way to be
Yeah.
able to find out exactly the answer. Hello there, Joe. Go ahead.
Hey, I have a couple of questions. I was wondering, you guys mentioned how much you had to donate in order to get access to the beta. I was wondering how much that was. And I actually have another question about how do you differentiate major chains, national chains, from one city to the next?
Within the app, how do you jump from city to city? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like if I go to Olive Garden, do I want to recommend the good one in Sacramento as opposed to the one across town or whatever?
Yeah, there you go.
Danny, you can answer the first part about the Kickstarter.
Yeah, sure. The minimum pledge for access to the beta is $12.
Which means you'll have early access
Early
when the beta
access.
is available, which would be before the late summer full
correct.
run
I think we
launch.
can take like up to 10,000 in that beta.
Okay.
So pretty good number. Yeah, that's where we're going to want everyone's feedback and make sure that it's bug free and everything's working, and we'll be able to launch big time.
Did you say $12? That's it?
$12.
Because that's really going to be worth
Amazing.
it for everybody that's all excited about this, because you're going to be part of helping us make it better. And what about his second question? The Olive Garden in Fremont, California is terrible, but the one in Sacramento is great. How do we distinguish?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, and you can still donate more than 12 and get access to the the beta.
It's everything over 12. Gets to the
Exactly.
beta.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
Good point.
And then so for finding a business in a different area, we made it really easy. There's a map that shows up above the category, and then you see a pin drops with your friends' recommendations on it. You can move the map wherever you want. You can scroll all the way out. It's a Google map. So we use the Google API. Very quick, and everyone's familiar with it. You zoom right out, and you can go all the way over to Florida real quick if you want. So that's how you can identify the exact one and favorite only specific restaurants. And by the way, since this caller brought it up, this is a really good point. And I want your audience to hear where we're going with Sircles is, it's being that it's recommendations and it's your friends, and you want to give your friends the best possible recommendation and experience. We want to try and make Sircles this unique kind of exclusive spot for our friends and give them the best possible recommendations that they wouldn't normally get. If you just go online, you watch TV commercials, you're going to see the same stuff like, Olive Garden and Panda Express. Don't get me wrong. We love Olive Garden. We love Panda Express. But when I started using the app just during our beta trial, I could not believe how many incredible places there are, just like in downtown, for example. See, I don't go downtown that often.
Same.
Yeah, but I know there's great restaurants down there. And every time I'm down there, I'm like, I know there's good restaurants. Where do I go? Right? And I don't want to go to the same old place every time. So we want to encourage our users, Olive Garden's great, but if you can think of like that unique family style Italian restaurant that not everybody knows about, A, you're helping out small businesses. B, you're helping out people like me that I want to know where's that spot.
Yeah.
So, and there's no way I can combat this. So, like you mentioned, I actually have like this great Italian restaurant that I refuse to tell anybody about. 'Cause I'm afraid I'm never going to be able to get in again.
Yeah. Well, you can keep it to your circle of trust, and there's ways to dial it down for sure.
Rob, when you brought up your wife and someone just wanting to know, oh yeah, what is that she uses? It reminded me of in Us Weekly. I don't really look at it anymore because who buys a magazine? But they used to have this what's in her bag, and it would be a celebrity, and they would go ahead and open their purse, and you could see everything that's in there, and you were just like, oh, they use that lip gloss. Oh, they use that. Like you want to know, right? So for me, where are you going? What are you doing? What are you using? That's the other thing that I'm gonna like.
Yeah, it's great for nosy people.
It
exactly,
is,
yes.
absolutely.
Yep. We got our first complaint email. It's from Mike.
Hi, Mike. You wouldn't be allowed on the site.
Says, why isn't anyone talking about the $200 option for the backers party? So we're not talking about it enough. That's one of the Kickstarter rewards, and will be there. So it'll be and it'll be all of the founders as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
So, and this will also be later this summer. I
Yeah,
presume.
we can take up to 300. So we're gonna make a big party out of it. It's gonna be like a big launch party and kick it off, right?
And we're just going to be hanging out. I mean, that's the idea. We're just all hanging out together. We got this from Bambi.
Hey, Bambi.
She says, I just pledged $50 to Sircles. I would have done more, but I'm a broke maggot living paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll just eat scraps until payday. I couldn't pass this.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much.
And you can do it right from radradio.com. You just click there, and that'll take you right to the Kickstarter page. Hello there, Ray. Go ahead.
I just had a comment, I guess. It's kind of what Don was saying a few minutes ago about people are interested in what celebrities have in their purse or something in that nature. Is there any kind of protection set up, basically, so there's no, fraudulent activity from celebrities per se, whether, you eat for free tonight, so, recommend this now, so then all the people are like, oh, it's a great restaurant because this person said so, rather than get the truth, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's advertising in general and influencers and in social media. There's always going to be those out there that aren't genuine, right? They're going to recommend stuff just because they're getting paid. But, we have been talking to some pretty big name celebrities and influencers out there.
That's exciting.
And, the people we've talked to, maybe we've just been lucky, but everyone we've talked to is like, hey, I'm not going to get behind something unless I feel like it's genuine and I'm authentic about it. And so, and we, by the way, we've gotten great feedback. And so that's really good to hear. I want to kind of maybe feel like most people out there that are in the public eye, they hold themselves to a higher standard, let's say, and so far we've had a really good experience in that way.
Well, and if you have correct me if I'm wrong, if you have a concern like he does, you just don't follow that person.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think, nope, there's no way, John, you're full of it. There's no celebrity ever that tells the truth, then just don't follow him.
Right. You don't have to follow anyone.
All right. There's a few more emails. Zachary says just donated to the project. $200 is well worth to spread positivity in social media. Look forward to seeing how this goes. Cheryl says we can't swing vacation time to the West Coast this summer for the launch party. Boo! But I'm so excited for the early release, and I will be spreading the Sircles news all over Nebraska.
Yay!
Eric's got a good question. Will the app be free?
Yes, it is. It's free to everyone who downloads it.
Danielle says this is awesome. I can't afford to be a radvertiser, but I've always wanted to somehow get my business recognized with you guys. Super stoked. So all the business people that you haven't talked to are already going, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There are some rewards on Kickstarter for business owners as well.
Right now, if you go to
there's
radradio.com.
like a 2-year membership and a 4-year.
That's right.
Heather says, I have a personal business. I'm a photographer, but I don't have a physical address. I work from home. Will people be able to add my business without an address?
Yes, they will. I'm really glad you asked that question, actually, because unlisted businesses is a huge part of this. Not everybody, your babysitter is not on Google.
Right.
Right. Yes. Oh my God. Good point.
So that's all covered. Oh God, this is from somebody named Brian, and we have bad luck with Brian on this show. He says, I absolutely love this idea. I never use Yelp because I don't trust it. I always ask on social media for recommendations. This is a great idea. And then Bethany says, I'm watching the numbers soar on the Sircles Kickstarter. This is incredible. It's so amazing, the support of the maggots. All right. Wow. So anything we forgot?
We have covered so much, and of course, there's a ton more, and there'll be announcements along the way, and we can always be reached through our Kickstarter. Can drop a note. I believe we do have like a support email. I think it might be on Sircles.com. But if not, we'll create one, and we'd love the feedback. We want to perfect this product and make it enjoyable for everybody of all ages, all walks of life, everywhere in the world. So that's the mission we're on, and
this is incredible.
We feel like we're doing a great job so far.
You know what? That might even be the most key thing, because you're right. We want to make this enjoyable for everyone, unlike all of this filth that's out there right now. So you can go to
really good.
radradio.com to do the Kickstarter. Sircles will be out later this summer, and we'll be here, by the way, to update you. As you know, John and Daniel just send me notes, and we'll keep you updated on other things that are going on. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Thank you.
And we'll be back after.